Please join me in providing a grisly welcome to the Chancellor of the University System of Georgia and my boss, Dr. Steve Wrigley.
Good morning, everyone. You can do better than that. Good morning, everyone. That's great. Good deal. I'm going to read my remarks from the iPad. I'm not doing my email or anything like that. I'm going to read from the iPad. But I am delighted to be here. I'm always happy to visit Georgia Gwinnett College, and I want to thank President Procheski. A great introduction. You know, if you're ever in a bad mood, get yourself introduced, because people always say nice things. So it's always a pick-me-up to get introduced. But I do want to thank Stosh for his wonderful leadership of this great institution. He and I have worked together for almost 7 years, and I'm always impressed by one thing above everything else, and that is his devotion to you, the students. It's one thing he talks about first, always. And I enjoy working with him. He's one of the good guys, and I don't know anybody who works any harder. So I really appreciate your leadership, and I call him a friend, and I'm proud to call him a friend. And Mark, that was terrific. I don't know why it is that the commencement speaker always has to follow the student, because it's not fair to the commencement speaker, but you were terrific. And I'm very impressed with your story, but also with you. We had a chance to visit earlier, and I enjoyed talking with Mark. Today is your day, the graduates, and I congratulate you, the class of fall 2017. I have sometimes heard commencement speakers describe this as a solemn occasion. Well, it is not. It's a joyous one, a day of celebration, and I hope you treat it that way. Your hard work and the support you have gotten from family and friends make you something unique in our state and in our nation, a college graduate. Today in Georgia, about 47% of our workforce has some education beyond college, and only about 30% hold a bachelor's degree. Yet estimates are that in the next 10 years, almost 2/3 of the jobs in our state will require some education beyond high school. So you have prepared to compete successfully, and I congratulate you for it. The rewards for doing so will come as college degree holders earn higher incomes and have greater job security. But a college education offers something more. It brings intangible benefits to the graduate, like sharpening critical thinking, improving communication skills, and understanding the need to show up on time and meet deadlines. Still, it is fashionable today to say a college education does not offer practical knowledge, that it does not prepare you for the real world. I simply do not believe that. I'm reminded of the story about two buddies who, the night before their biology final exam, hit the town and partied a little too late. They overslept and missed the exam. Rather than come clean, they thought they'd outsmart the professor. They claimed they had visited an ill friend about 100 miles away, but on the way home had a flat tire. It was too late at night to get it repaired, so they couldn't make it back in time to take the exam. The professor seemed to buy the story, and so the next day put them in separate rooms to give them the makeup exam. 2 pages and 2 questions. It didn't look too hard. On the first page was a question about photosynthesis that was worth 5 points and wasn't too tough. Then on the next page was a second question. It said, for 95 points, which tire? I hope some of you hadn't tried that one. So a college education does impart practical knowledge, like tell the truth, and if you make a mistake, own up to it. Most of us, however, have to learn such lessons from others growing up. Neither of my parents went to college, but they both knew a lot. My dad was orphaned at a young age, joined the Navy, became one of the few enlisted men to become a pilot, then had a career with the Federal Aviation Administration. My mother grew up on a farm in Kansas and worked as a civilian for the Army. They taught me and my brothers the value of hard work and encouraged us to pursue education as an avenue to a better life. I worked my way through Georgia State with jobs in a warehouse and later loading trucks on the midnight sort at UPS. That was quite an experience. Any packages that broke were sent to the belt that I worked on. Over 30 years later, I am still astounded at what people send to one another. We had a crate of earthworms break one night. On other nights, liquids of every possible kind, including one box containing both Clorox and whiskey. And I'll always remember at Christmas hundreds of tiny boxes of Claxton fruitcakes that are made in South Georgia coming down the Orange Belt at 2 o'clock in the morning as I tried to load them on a semi-trailer bound for Davenport, Iowa. My tuition at Georgia State was $190 a quarter, $60 per 5-hour class, plus an additional $10 student activity fee. And to you graduates, I griped about the $10. I've not forgotten those days, and I never will. Paying for college is a far greater challenge for today's students, something I remind myself of every day. My years in college changed my life in so many ways. Learning was fun, challenging, and opened my mind to new ways of thinking. My professors motivated me to learn, and that encouragement opened opportunities I had never considered and led to my career in higher education. Most of all, that faculty encouragement stimulated in me a curiosity about learning, and that curiosity remains with me today. Students succeed because of great faculty, and I thank them for the marvelous job they do every day. But I think my story is common, not unique, and that is certainly true here at Georgia Gwinnett College. You have heard a little of my story, so let me tell you a little about one of your fellow graduates, Camilo Hernandez. Camilo was born in Georgia and started at GGC in the fall of 2013. He took learning support classes to prepare for the rest of his curriculum. Even while working multiple jobs, he improved his academic standing, ultimately becoming part of the honors program. Camilo embraced the service and leadership expectations that GGC has of its students, visiting high schools to encourage more Latinos to attend college. Camilo credits faculty for never giving up on him, but instead encouraging him to ask questions and believe in his own potential. He has said of faculty like Dr. Chris Brown and Dr. Candace Tempte, they took their time and invested in me. Today he graduates with a goal to be a pediatric surgeon. He will spend the next few months preparing for the MCAT while working at a hospital here in Gwinnett County. Camilo's family is here today, his brother Daniel, sister Sophia, and parents Carlos and Daisy, and I had the pleasure of meeting them earlier today. And he credits their love and support for being the first in his family to earn a college degree. I congratulate Camilo and his family, and also all of you, for all of the other wonderful stories represented by each of you graduating today. Finishing college is not easy, but it is well worth it. You really can do anything that you want to do. Somehow I wound up being the chancellor, and I assure you there is nothing special about me. Allow me to make one final observation, and if you remember anything about this speech, I hope it is this. You will find meaning in life by being part of something larger than yourself, like Camilo has, by making the needs of family and friends and society a higher priority than your own, by doing something, anything, that advances the well-being of others. So if you find yourself unhappy, look outward, not inward, for the fix. Look for how you can make something better or someone happier. That will cure what ails you. You've been kind to listen. Congratulations to you and all best wishes.